205 million Americans are in the direct path right now. That is not a drill. The largest winter storm in over 5 years is already dumping ice and snow across 35 states as we speak. And here's what nobody is telling you. This is not just about snow. This is about ice. Ice that is already coating power lines in Texas. Ice that has shut down the Waffle House in Greenville, South Carolina. And if you know anything about the South, when Waffle House closes, you know it is about to get serious. Right now, at this very moment, 19 states have declared states of emergency. 9 states have activated their National Guard. And if you are anywhere from New Mexico to Maine, the next 72 hours will change everything. But stick with me for the next 30 seconds because I am about to show you exactly when this storm hits your specific city, down to the hour. And at the 5-minute mark, I will reveal the one thing that could save your power from going out for days. Let me be crystal clear about what is happening right now. This is not your typical winter storm. This is a 2,000-mile wide monster that is bringing 3 separate threats at the exact same time. Heavy snow, devastating ice, and then here is the kicker, record-breaking Arctic cold that will lock in for over a week. The combination of these 3 things together is what makes this storm potentially catastrophic. Here is your first shocking number, 3/4 of an inch of ice. That is what is forecast for parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Tennessee. Now, you might be thinking 3/4 of an inch does not sound like much. Let me put this in perspective for you. Just 1/4 inch of ice can snap tree branches. 1/2 inch can bring down power lines, but 3/4 of an inch to a full inch of ice, that is enough weight to collapse entire power line systems. We are talking about the potential for hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of people without power. And here is the terrifying part. After this ice storm passes, temperatures are going to drop to 0 degrees or below in many of these same areas. So before we go any further, do me a favor, drop a comment right now telling me what city you are in. I want to make sure you get the specific forecast for your exact location, because this storm is behaving differently in different areas. Some of you are going to get buried in snow, some of you are facing a dangerous ice event, and some of you are going to get both. Let me walk you through this storm city by city, hour by hour, because timing is everything, and I mean everything. The difference between 6 inches of snow and 18 inches of snow for some cities comes down to whether you get sleet mixing in or not. The difference between keeping your power and losing it for a week comes down to whether that ice hits before or after the temperature drops. Let us start in Texas because the storm is already there. Dallas, you are getting snow right now. As of 8 p.m. Saturday, you have already seen several inches accumulate, but here is what is coming next. Tonight, you are going to transition to freezing rain. This is going to continue through the overnight hours. By tomorrow morning, Sunday, you could have a coating of ice on top of that snow. Total snow accumulation for Dallas, 4 to 6 inches plus ice. Travel is going to be impossible. Do not get on the roads. San Antonio, you are in a similar situation. Snow started falling earlier today. You are going to see a transition to sleet and freezing rain tonight. Total accumulation, 3 to 5 inches of snow and sleet combined with ice on top of that. This is extremely rare for San Antonio. Your city does not have the equipment to handle this. Stay home. Austin, same story. Snow transitioning to freezing rain tonight. You are looking at 2 to 4 inches of mixed precipitation with a glaze of ice. And here is something critical for all of you in Texas. Your airports do not have de-icing equipment. Dallas-Fort Worth International, Austin-Bergstrom, San Antonio International, they are already canceling flights. If you have travel plans for Sunday or Monday, they are not happening. Now let us move to Oklahoma. Oklahoma City, you are already buried. You got hit yesterday and this morning. Some areas already have 5 to 6 inches on the ground. And guess what? You are not done. You are going to get another 8 to 12 inches on top of what you already have. This is going to continue through tonight, Saturday night, and into Sunday morning. By Sunday afternoon, you could be looking at total accumulations of 15 to 20 inches. Some of the latest models are showing 18 to 22 inches for Oklahoma City. That would make this one of the biggest snowstorms in your city's history. Tulsa, you are in the same boat. You already have snow on the ground. You are going to add another 12 to 16 inches tonight and tomorrow. Total accumulation, 18 to 20 inches. And here's the critical timing for Tulsa. The heaviest snow is going to fall between midnight tonight and 10 a.m. Sunday morning. That is when you could see snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour. That is the kind of snow that makes roads impassable in minutes. Now, Arkansas, let me talk to you. Little Rock, you are about to get hammered. Snow is falling right now as I record this. You are going to continue to see moderate to heavy snow through the overnight hours tonight. By Sunday morning, you are going to start mixing with sleet. And then, here is the danger zone for you. Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, you are going to get hit with freezing rain. Total snow accumulation for Little Rock, 8 to 12 inches plus ice. And that ice accumulation could be up to half an inch. That is enough to cause widespread power outages. Bentonville, up in northwest Arkansas, you are in the heavy snow zone. You are going to stay mostly snow throughout this event. Expect 10 to 14 inches of accumulation. The snow is going to be heaviest tonight into Sunday morning. Now let us talk about Louisiana because this is where it gets really dangerous. Shreveport, Monroe, you are ground zero for the ice storm. Right now you are seeing some snow, but starting late tonight, Saturday night, you are going to transition to freezing rain. And this is not going to be a quick event. You are going to see freezing rain for 12 to 18 hours straight. Ice accumulation in Shreveport could reach 3/4 of an inch to 1 full inch. Monroe, you are looking at the same thing. This is catastrophic ice accumulation. This is the kind of ice that brings down entire sections of the power grid. And here is what makes it even worse. After the ice storm, temperatures are going to plummet. Shreveport, you are going to drop down to the low teens, possibly single digits. If you lose power in the middle of an ice storm and then the temperature drops to 10 degrees, that is a life-threatening situation. Make sure you have alternate heating sources. Make sure you check on your elderly neighbors. Make sure you bring your pets inside. Mississippi, let me talk to you. Jackson, Tupelo, Oxford, Greenwood, you are all in the danger zone for ice. Starting late tonight and continuing through Sunday, you are going to see a prolonged period of freezing rain. Ice accumulation in these areas could reach half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. The Waffle House in Greenville, South Carolina has already closed. If you know anything about Waffle House, they stay open through hurricanes. They stay open through tornadoes. When Waffle House closes, you know it is serious. Tupelo, you could see ice accumulations approaching 1¼ inches in some areas. That is absolutely devastating. That is the kind of ice that will leave you without power for days, possibly weeks. Stock up on supplies now if you have not already. Fill your bathtubs with water. Make sure you have flashlights, batteries, and non-perishable food. Tennessee, let me break this down for you city by city because you are getting hit from multiple angles. Nashville, you are in a complicated situation. It is snowing heavily right now as I record this. You already have 2 to 3 inches on the ground in some areas. But here is what is coming. Tonight and into Sunday morning, you are going to continue to see snow. But then Sunday afternoon, you are going to start mixing with sleet and freezing rain. Now, here is the wild card for Nashville. There is a warm nose of air, a layer of warm air aloft that could actually reduce your ice accumulation. If that warm air pushes in, you might transition to plain rain for a few hours on Sunday. That would actually wash away some of the snow and ice. But it is a double-edged sword. If the warm air does not push in far enough, you are going to get hammered with ice. Total accumulation for Nashville, 3 to 5 inches of snow that could get washed away, or if the warm air does not arrive, you could see ice accumulation up to half an inch. Memphis, you are in the ice zone. Starting Sunday morning, you are going to see freezing rain that could last for 12 to 18 hours. Ice accumulation, half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. Power outages are likely. Stock up now. Knoxville and Chattanooga, you are actually in a better situation because of that warm air aloft. You are going to see mostly rain for this event. You might start with some snow this evening, but you are going to transition to rain fairly quickly. Consider yourselves lucky. Clarksville, you are right on the edge. You could go either way. If the warm air pushes north, you will see mostly rain. If it stays south, you are looking at significant ice accumulation. This is one of those situations where you need to monitor the forecast hour by hour. Kentucky, let me talk to you. Louisville, you are in the heavy snow zone. Snow is going to start tonight, Saturday night, around midnight. By Sunday morning, you are going to see moderate to heavy snow. The snow is going to continue through Sunday afternoon before tapering off Sunday evening. Total accumulation for Louisville, 12 to 18 inches. Some models are showing up to 22 inches. That would be one of the biggest snowstorms Louisville has seen in years. Lexington, your forecast has changed. Yesterday, some forecasters were calling for 15 inches of snow for you. We thought that was too high because of that warm air aloft. And it turns out we were right. You are going to start with snow tonight, and Sunday morning you could see 4 to 8 inches. But then Sunday afternoon, you are going to transition to sleet and freezing rain. That is going to cut down your snow total significantly. But it is going to create a dangerous ice situation. Ice accumulation could be up to a quarter inch. Bowling Green, similar situation to Lexington. You are going to start with snow, then transition to a wintry mix. Total accumulation, 3 to 6 inches of snow plus ice. Now let us move north. Ohio, you are getting buried. Columbus, snow starts late tonight around midnight. By Sunday morning, you are going to see heavy snow. Snowfall rates could reach 1 to 2 inches per hour during the peak of the storm Sunday afternoon. Total accumulation for Columbus, 10 to 14 inches. This is going to continue into Sunday night before tapering off Monday morning. Cincinnati, you are in a similar boat. Snow starts late tonight. Moderate to heavy snow Sunday. Total accumulation, 12 to 16 inches. You are going to stay mostly snow throughout this event, which is actually better than dealing with ice. Cleveland, you are going to see snow start Sunday morning. This is going to continue through Sunday afternoon and evening. Total accumulation, 8 to 12 inches. Indiana, let me talk to you. Indianapolis, snow starts late tonight. Heavy snow Sunday. You are looking at 10 to 14 inches of accumulation. This is going to make travel extremely dangerous on Sunday and Monday. Do not get on the roads unless it is an absolute emergency. Evansville, you are right in the sweet spot for heavy snow. You are going to see 12 to 16 inches of accumulation. Snow starts tonight and continues through Sunday. Missouri, you are already getting hit. St. Louis, you have snow falling right now. You are going to continue to see moderate to heavy snow through tonight and into Sunday. Total accumulation, 8 to 12 inches. Some models are showing higher amounts, up to 14 inches, but we think 8 to 12 is more realistic. Springfield, Missouri, you are looking at 6 to 10 inches of snow. Kansas City, similar totals, 8 to 12 inches. Now let us move to the East Coast, because this is where things are going to get interesting. The storm is going to arrive Sunday, and it is going to bring heavy snow at first, but then there is that warm air aloft that could cause problems. Washington, D.C., snow starts late tonight, around 11 p.m. Saturday. By 6 a.m. Sunday, you are going to see heavy snow. You could pick up 3 to 4 inches very quickly Sunday morning. But here is the problem. Around 11 a.m. Sunday, you are going to start transitioning to sleet and freezing rain. This is going to create an absolute nightmare for travel. You are going to have snow on the ground, then sleet and ice on top of that, and then possibly rain on top of the ice while temperatures are still below freezing. Total snow accumulation for DC, 6 to 10 inches, but that is going to get cut down by the wintry mix. You might end up with 4 to 6 inches of snow and slush with ice on top. Baltimore, similar forecast to DC. Snow starts tonight. Heavy snow Sunday morning. Transition to wintry mix Sunday afternoon. Total accumulation 6 to 10 inches of snow, with mixing bringing that down to 4 to 8 inches. Philadelphia, you are going to see snow start before daybreak Sunday. Snow intensity picks up by mid-morning, but then Sunday afternoon, you are going to transition to sleet and freezing rain. Total snow accumulation 6 to 10 inches before the transition. After the mix, you might end up with 4 to 8 inches of snow and slush with ice. Richmond, Virginia, snow starts around 11 p.m. Saturday. Moderate to heavy snow Sunday morning. You are going to transition to a wintry mix Sunday afternoon. Total accumulation 4 to 8 inches. Now, New York City, this is where it gets tricky. Snow starts around 6 a.m. Sunday. By Sunday afternoon, you are going to see heavy snow. There is a chance you could stay all snow throughout this event. If you stay all snow, you are looking at 10 to 14 inches. But there is also a chance you get some sleet mixing in Sunday evening, which would bring your totals down to 8 to 12 inches. We are pulling for the all-snow scenario for you. Albany, New York, you are definitely in the heavy snow zone. You are looking at 12 to 18 inches of accumulation. Some models are showing up to 19 inches. Snow starts Sunday morning and continues through Monday. Boston, you are getting absolutely buried. Snow starts Sunday morning. Heavy snow Sunday afternoon and evening. You are going to see a deformation band, which is basically an intense, narrow band of very heavy snow, move over your area. This could produce snowfall rates of 3 to 4 inches per hour. Total accumulation for Boston, 16 to 20 inches. Some models are showing up to 2 feet. This is going to be one of the biggest snowstorms Boston has seen in several years. Portland, Maine, you are in the same boat as Boston. 16 to 20 inches of snow. Heavy snow Sunday into Monday. Now let us talk about the other side of this storm. Pittsburgh, snow starts late Saturday night. Heavy snow Sunday. Total accumulation 12 to 16 inches. You are going to stay mostly snow throughout this event. And here is something a lot of people are not talking about. While all of this is happening, the South is also facing a severe weather outbreak. Yes, you heard that right. Severe weather. While the North is getting buried in snow and ice, parts of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle are under a slight risk for severe thunderstorms on Sunday. This includes a 5% tornado risk. How is this possible? Cold front dynamics. As the cold front pushes through, it is going to create enough lift and instability to generate thunderstorms. Some of these could be strong enough to produce tornadoes. We are talking about possible supercells in front of the line, and then QLCS tornadoes embedded in the line of storms. If you live in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, or the Florida Panhandle, make sure you have a way to receive warnings on Sunday. Do not just focus on the snow up north and think you are safe. You need to be weather aware. Now, let me tell you about the 5-minute promise I made at the beginning. Here is the one thing that could save your power. It is not what you think. The number one cause of power outages during ice storms is not actually the ice on the power lines themselves. It is trees and tree branches falling on the power lines. Ice accumulates on trees and branches. They get too heavy, they snap, and they take down the power lines with them. So here is what you can do right now if you have not already. Go outside and look at the trees around your house. Are there any dead branches? Are there any branches hanging over power lines? If you have time today, Saturday, and it is safe to do so, consider trimming back any branches that could potentially fall on power lines. I am not saying go climb a ladder in a snowstorm, but if you can safely remove any obvious hazards, do it now. Also, if you have a generator, test it now. Make sure it is working. Make sure you have fuel. Make sure you know how to use it safely. Never run a generator indoors. Never run it in your garage. Carbon monoxide poisoning kills people every single winter during power outages. Let me give you some more critical numbers. Wind chills. After this storm passes, we are going to see Arctic air settle in across the entire eastern 2/3 of the country. Wind chills in parts of Minnesota and North Dakota are already at 50 degrees below zero. Frostbite can occur in 5 to 10 minutes at those temperatures. But here is what is shocking. Cities in the South are going to see record cold. Memphis could drop to near 0 degrees. Nashville, single digits. Dallas, mid-teens. This is not normal for these areas, and if you lose power in Memphis when it is 0 degrees outside, that is a life-threatening emergency. Temperatures are going to stay below freezing for days after this storm. This means the ice and snow is going to stick around. It is not going to melt quickly. Roads are going to remain dangerous well into next week. Some areas could have impassable roads for 3 to 5 days after the storm ends. Let me walk you through the timeline one more time because this is critical. Saturday night, tonight, heavy snow continues in Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas. Ice begins in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. Sunday morning, snow spreads into Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana. Ice continues in the South. Sunday afternoon, snow spreads into the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Ice problems peak in Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas. Sunday night, heavy snow in New York, Boston, New England. Ice problems begin to end in the South, but power outages will persist. Monday morning, heavy snow continues in Boston and Maine. System begins to move out. Monday afternoon, storm exits. Arctic air settles in. Now let me talk about travel because this is important. Air travel is going to be a disaster. Major airports that are going to see significant delays and cancellations include Dallas-Fort Worth already seeing cancellations, Oklahoma City already shut down, Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, Louisville, Cincinnati, Columbus, Indianapolis, St. Louis, Kansas City. All of these are going to see major impacts on Sunday. Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, all of these are going to see major impacts Sunday and Monday. If you have a flight scheduled for Sunday or Monday, check with your airline now. Do not wait until you get to the airport. your flight is probably already canceled. Road travel is going to be even worse. Interstate 70 is going to be impassable in sections. Interstate 64, impassable in sections. Interstate 81, dangerous to impossible. Interstate 95, dangerous from DC to Boston. Do not travel unless it is an absolute emergency. Here is another number for you, 200,000. That is roughly how many people could be without power after this storm, according to some estimates. And that might be conservative. If we get the full 1 inch of ice accumulation in parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Tennessee, we could see power outages affecting over 500,000 people. Now, I want to talk about what happens after the storm because this is just as important as the storm itself. After the system moves out Monday, the Arctic high pressure that caused this whole mess is going to settle over the southeast. This is going to lock in the cold air. Temperatures are going to remain well below average for 6 to 10 days. Here is what that means practically. If you lose power, it is going to be cold for a long time. The snow and ice on the ground is not going to melt quickly. Roads are going to remain hazardous. And here is something else. There is already another signal for another potential storm next weekend. I am not going to talk about that in detail yet because we need to get through this storm first. But just know that we are in a pattern that is favorable for winter storms. The cold air is locked in. This is not a one-and-done situation. Florida, I know you are sitting down there thinking you are safe. Let me tell you something. You are not getting snow, but you are getting cold, very cold. Temperatures in northern Florida are going to drop into the low 20s. Central Florida, upper 20s to low 30s. Even South Florida is going to see temperatures in the 40s. This is not normal. Protect your pipes. Protect your plants. Bring your pets inside. Let me give you some preparation tips if you have not already prepared. Number 1, fill your bathtubs with water now. If you lose power, you might lose water pressure. Having water stored in your bathtub gives you water for flushing toilets. Number 2, charge all of your devices now. Phones, tablets, battery banks, everything. Charge them to 100%. Number 3, if you have a fireplace, make sure you have firewood. Number 4, make sure you have flashlights and batteries. Do not rely on candles. Candles cause fires. Number 5, stock up on non-perishable food. Make sure you have food that does not require cooking if you lose power. Check on your neighbors, especially elderly neighbors. Make sure they have what they need. Make sure they have a way to stay warm. Make sure they know where the nearest warming shelter is. And speaking of warming shelters, if you lose power and you do not have an alternate heat source, do not try to tough it out. Go to a warming shelter. Most cities and counties have opened warming shelters for this storm. Find out where they are now. Do not wait until you are already in trouble. Here is another critical piece of information. If you see a downed power line, stay away from it. Do not go near it. Do not try to move it. Call your power company immediately. Assume all downed power lines are live and dangerous. Let me talk about your vehicles. If you have to drive, and I really hope you do not, here is what you need to know. Black ice is invisible. You cannot see it. It looks like wet pavement, but it is ice. And it will cause you to lose control of your vehicle instantly. If you hit a patch of black ice, do not slam on your brakes. Do not jerk the steering wheel. Take your foot off the gas and let the vehicle slow down naturally. Steer gently in the direction you want to go. Also, make sure your gas tank is full. If you get stranded, you need to be able to run your vehicle for heat. But here is something critical. If you are stuck in your vehicle and you are running it for heat, make sure your exhaust pipe is not blocked by snow. If snow blocks your exhaust pipe and you are running your vehicle, carbon monoxide can build up inside your vehicle and kill you. Keep a winter survival kit in your vehicle. This should include blankets, extra clothing, water, snacks, a flashlight, a phone charger, a small shovel, and sand or cat litter for traction if you get stuck. Now let me talk about some specific cities I have not covered yet. Amarillo, Texas, you are looking at 12 to 14 inches of snow. Snow started falling earlier today and is going to continue through tonight and into Sunday. Joplin, Missouri, 8 to 12 inches of snow. Wichita, Kansas, 10 to 14 inches. Des Moines, Iowa, 6 to 10 inches. Omaha, Nebraska, 4 to 8 inches. Down south Atlanta, you are going to see some snow early Sunday morning, but you are going to transition to rain fairly quickly. Do not expect major accumulation in the city, but north of Atlanta, in the mountains, you could see 6 to 10 inches. Charlotte, North Carolina, you are in a tricky spot. You are going to start with snow Sunday morning. But then you are going to transition to freezing rain. Ice accumulation could be up to half an inch. This is going to cause major problems for Charlotte. Your city is not equipped to handle this kind of ice. Raleigh, similar to Charlotte, snow changing to freezing rain, ice accumulation up to a quarter inch. Greensboro, Winston-Salem, you are looking at a significant ice event. 3 to 6 inches of snow followed by freezing rain with ice accumulation up to half an inch. Now let me wrap this up with some final thoughts. This is a historic storm. This is the kind of storm that people are going to remember for years. The combination of heavy snow, devastating ice, and record cold is rare. The fact that it is affecting such a large area from New Mexico to Maine makes it even more significant. But here is the thing. Storms like this are survivable if you prepare and if you make smart decisions. Do not panic, but do take this seriously. Stay home if at all possible. Do not travel. Check on your neighbors. Have a plan for if you lose power. Know where your warming shelters are. And remember, after this storm passes, we are going to be dealing with the cold for a while. This is not a quick hit storm. This is a pattern shift. Winter has arrived, and it is here to stay for a while. Before I go, drop a comment below and let me know where you are watching from. Tell me what you are seeing outside your window right now. Are you already getting snow? Are you seeing ice? Let me know. And if you have questions about your specific area, ask them in the comments. I will try to answer as many as I can. Also, make sure you are subscribed because I'm going to have updates on this storm throughout the weekend. As conditions change, as forecasts get updated, I will let you know. And here is one more thing. I mentioned earlier that there is another potential storm signal for next weekend. I am not going to dive deep into that now, but in my next video, if that signal is still there, I will break it down for you. So make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss that. Stay safe out there, everyone. This is a serious storm, but we are going to get through it together. Do not be scared. Be prepared. And